But I want to know the relationship between you and people in society. One, your relationship, how would you describe it with other professions? Let me say the doctor, we the journalists, the teachers out there, all other professions. Do you have anything in common with all these people out there?
Yes, like I said earlier, the lawyers are defenders of the right of the common man on the street. Yeah, all other professions too have law regulating their profession, and if not by law, what else? So it is the lawyer that will also look at what are the rights and privileges those other professionals have within the ambit of the law.
Thank you very much. Chei, let people at home know what is going on the program.
Agbẹjọ́rò wa, mo kí yín lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. Ibi tí èèyàn gbà wọlé yàtọ̀ díẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n ká tó wọlé, àwọn ojúṣe ní láàrin ìgboro. Àwọn mo gbìyànjú láti àwọn ilé ìgbà ní civil society láàrin ìgboro gẹ́gẹ́ bí agbẹjọ́rò ìjọba.
Gẹ́gẹ́ bí agbẹjọ́rò ìjọba. Ojúṣe agbẹjọ́rò ìjọba ò ní pé tí ìjọba bá ní wọ́n pe ìjọba lẹ́jọ́ fún nǹkan one or two things, agbẹjọ́rò ìjọba ló lọ sí court láti lọ defend ìjọba. So ìjọba ní ó tún ní iṣẹ́ láti protect life and properties of individual. So táwọn èèyàn bá commit crime, agbẹjọ́rò ìjọba ni ó lọ prosecute àwọn ọ̀daràn yẹn nílé ẹjọ́ láti rí i pé justice is done to the victims, to the society at large.
Ìyẹn ìdájọ́ òdodo fún àwọn tí.
Wàyí ẹ̀yin gẹ́gẹ́ bí alága ìgbìmọ̀ agbẹjọ́rò ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun, ká wá fi kankan ṣe àpẹẹrẹ àpèjúwe. Ká ní ìgbẹ́jọ́ kan wà láàrin ìjọba àti òṣìṣẹ́. Báwo ni òṣèlú ní lára láti ṣiṣẹ́ tako ìjọba tí tẹ́ ìṣẹ́ lábẹ́rẹ̀?
Tó ń sanwó oṣù.
Tó ń sanwó oṣù.
Ǹjẹ́ béèrè ó ṣe kókó. N tó bá yẹ kí ìjọba ṣe àti position tí a bá ní abẹ́ òfin òun là á gbé sílẹ̀ síwájú ìjọba síwájú ilé ẹjọ́. A máa ń kó tó di pé ọ̀rọ̀ di ẹ̀dẹ́lé ẹjọ́ rárá. Many a time ni wọ́n ti máa sọ fún wa wọ́n ti ní ká kọ advice lórí nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ pé kí ni kí ìjọba gbà kí ni ìgbésẹ̀ kí ìjọba ṣe. So a máa advice ìjọba so that wọ́n á lè ṣe tó tọ́ lábẹ́ òfin. So tó bá gbègbèsẹ̀ wọn tó bá tẹ̀lé tí a sọ fún wọn, so ó máa rọrùn fáwọn náà láti tá a bá délé ẹjọ́ pé ìjọba ṣe báyìí ó ṣe báyìí kó tó di pé ó gbègbèsẹ̀ báyìí.
Okay, maybe that one will now bring me to this issue of ending disputes between employer and employee with a strike. Must every disagreement or dispute between the two end in strike, or what are other steps that we need to take just to resolve things before it gets out of hand and then we put down our tools that we are not working again?
You see, there are means by which the law has laid down. Strike should be the very last option of settling disputes in labor and industrial disputes. Strike should be the very last option. The law requires that where there are provisions for mediation, parties are expected to first of all meet, where in the contract of employment there are provisions for settlement of dispute. Parties are to explore such settlements before going on strike. The Trade Dispute Act listed forms of actions that ought to be taken before you proceed to strike action. Like what I've said, the mediation process, if that fails, a conciliation process, you can also submit dispute to the minister under the Trade Dispute Act. And lastly, you can go to the National Industrial, you can submit your dispute to the National Industrial Court for determination. If until such a word is taken that you can now proceed on strike. If the issue was not resolved.
Okay, thank you very much. Chairman of Nigerian Bar Association, and at the same time working with our government, the Ministry of Justice. I don't know how you are going to relate it. The attitude of Osho State workers towards our job in this state. At least you'll have seen, if not much, you'll have seen a little of an attitude. How will you describe us? Because this is a labor's matter.
First of all, before I answer your question, I need to say that the opinion I give here are strictly personal opinion.
No, we are entitled to your own opinion, not because so, if I should call I should call Mutu to come and say something about it, his own opinion may be even different from what I want to say.
The point I'm making is not the opinion of the union in the state.
Okay.
Okay, let me cite the example of my ministry.
Okay.
As example. Ordinarily, workers are expected to resume by 8, but in the Ministry of Justice, we even resume far before that. Because we have to get to destination of our place of work, like the courtrooms, before 9 o'clock. Sometimes we may have to be in office by 6 o'clock. So what I will say generally is that the attitude of workers to work, most especially in the Ministry of Justice, is superb. Yes.
It's superb.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Hey, who was you?
Ṣé pọ̀ agbẹjọ́rò ẹ̀kú àdúgbò látàárọ̀ nígbà bá ta àtọ̀ ètè ẹnìkejì ti ta ní èbó ìdí bẹ́ẹ̀ tọ́ Yorùbá lórí àwọn ará létí òòrùn wọ́n fìtìfìtì fẹ́ẹ̀ tó sọ látàárọ̀ ìlú bàbá ò gbọ́. Ǹjẹ́ ọ̀nà kan pàtó ni láti fi ìgbéró ojú ara ẹni táǹkì the strike láti fi yanjú àáwọ̀ tí bá bẹ láàrin òṣìṣẹ́ àti ìjọba? Ìkíní nìyẹn. Tó bá wá jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ tàbí kò jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀, èkejì, ǹjẹ́ ìmọ̀ràn àwọn àmọ̀ràn tẹ́lẹ̀ máa ń fún tẹ̀yìn máa ń fún ìjọba tẹ́lẹ̀ bí agbẹjọ́rò ìjọba, ǹjẹ́ ìyẹn máa ní àǹfààní láti fún àwọn ẹ̀ka òṣìṣẹ́ náà láǹfẹ́ ní ìmọ̀ràn bá a ṣe máa tọ̀ tó fi gbó ọjọ́ méjì?
Ok. Bí n jẹ́ béèrè strike action òun ló yẹ kó jẹ́ the very last thing tí gbogbo nǹkan ìyókù bá fail ní láàrin òṣìṣẹ́ ìjọba ní ṣíṣe ìṣèjọba lọ́gbọ́n ló gbàyàn ṣiṣẹ́ láàrin employer àti employee àtàwọn òṣìṣẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni so strike last option ló yẹ kó jẹ́ fún mi so òfin fààyè gba pé òkè ẹjọ́ kan tún bí ìlòbí ẹjọ́ sọ dispute tó wà láàrin yín kẹjọ sọ tẹ́yìn ìyẹn bá fail òfin tó gbà yín láàyè láti sọ pé òkè ìjọba láyọ ẹgbẹ́ ká submit ẹ̀ sí conciliation ìyẹn ẹni tí ó tún lè bá wa dá so àtún níbẹ̀ tíyẹn bá tún fail òfin tún sọ pé a lè lọ sí ilé ẹjọ́ ní national industrial court tó ní agbára láti gbórí àwọn ẹjọ́ òṣìṣẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ pé a lè lọ sí ilé ẹjọ́ so tá a submit dispute yẹn fún determination court so tí gbogbo yìí bá wá fail olóhùn kan the last resort of strike padà ṣe sílẹ̀ so èkejì tẹ́ béèrè ara àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ làwa náà wà so òṣìṣẹ́ náà bẹ́ẹ̀ ní àwọn legal adviser nínú àwọn alákòóso ẹgbẹ́ òṣìṣẹ́ tí ó mọ̀ ń gbà wọ́n nímọ̀ràn generally wọ́n á ní ẹni tí lọ́yà tí ó mọ̀ fún wọn ní ìmọ̀ràn ní inú òṣìṣẹ́ so pé àwa náà jẹ́ òṣìṣẹ́ tí wọ́n bá gbé ẹjọ́ báyìí náà fún wa tó béèrè ìmọ̀ràn wa á fún wọn nímọ̀ràn gẹ́gẹ́ bí òṣìṣẹ́.
Barrister Zan, most people out there do believe that lawyers, baristas, they don't tell the truth about most cases in a situation whereby we have known that this particular man in our environment, in our society, is an hardened criminal, and eventually he was caught maybe for murder. At the end of the day, you see this particular person walking freely in town, and they will say, well, the police, the security operatives will say, we have done our investigation, and after the lawyer and the Guinea did everything, they now set him free. And the people living around that society know very well that this particular man is a criminal. So most people believe that you do cover the truth, and just to collect your money, you let the criminal go scot-free. What explanation do you have to support this?
It's not true. First of all, looking at it from two angles,
Yes, sir.
the prosecutors who wants to send such alleged criminals to prison or to detention, as they are lawyers. The other party on the other side too, who are defending the rights of the accused, they are equally lawyers. So first we will see that it's generally the profession allows suspect and accused persons to be defended in court. The position of our law is that no man, any suspect, alleged criminal, is still presumed to be innocent until proven guilty.
Finally.
Yes. So the right, like every other individual in the society have, such rights should also be accorded the criminals. But in many cases, even if many a time where accused cannot even when it involves a capital punishment offense, the law requires that you must get a lawyer for the accused, even if he does not have any. And like I said, the accused, they also have rights like every other man on the street.
Okay.
So the lawyers on the other side will look at what are the rights under the law that he also has. Let me give you an instance. In a case where someone was arrested for committing an offense, let's say murder. He was arrested in committing of even at the scene. He was arrested at the scene. He was caught at the scene. But he may have defense under the law because there may be provocation. There are some times when you could be provoked to commit an action. Though provocation is not an absolute defense
under the law,
but at least is a right which the lawyer on the other side will also advance, that because of this and this, the justice will temper with mercy.
With mercy. Then another thing under that play, I mean, with what you have said, is that at times some of you lawyers will say, okay, Yoruba will say, tell me the whole truth, and I will know how to pay about it. In a situation whereby you all know that this crime has been committed by this Mr. Abibi.
Lawyers, by the rules of professional conduct guiding the lawyers in their field of work, lawyers is also expected to be a minister in the temple of justice. Lawyers have the first duty to the court, to the society, before even is claimed. If the lawyers have, that's what the law requires of lawyers, of conduct of lawyers. If you have anything which will also assist the prosecution in their case against your client, the rules of professional conduct says you should give it out.
Okay.
But many a time, I don't know, with few exceptions, we have some misbehaving, trying to cover what is not.
Okay.
But I believe the majority of lawyers, they are bound by being following the justice of each case.
Okay, thank you very much. because our time is fast.
ṣùgbọ́n pé àkókò tó ṣùgbọ́n ẹ jẹ́ kí n fi nílé ìrìn kankan ẹ̀yin gẹ́gẹ́ bí amòfin tàbí agbẹjọ́rò ní pàtàkì wọ́n ní ó dàbí pé ẹ máa ń fi ọgbọ́n ẹ máa ń pe nǹkan dúdú ẹ máa sọ fún wa pé funfun ni mi ìfẹ́ lò ó bó ṣe ẹ máa ń gbé kéde dúdú ni ẹ̀rọ ìlú ìtì bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọ̀ àti mọ̀ pé àwọn yẹ́lò rè ẹ bá máa sọ pé búlù ni ó ti yé iye tí mo fọgbọ́n béèrè báwọn ẹ̀yin amòfin ẹ̀yà agbẹjọ́rò wọn ní iṣẹ́ níta ẹ̀ lọ́mọ ńkọ́ léèrè ìmọ̀ òfin gan-an lọ. ìkejì ni pé accused suspect criminal ìyàtọ̀ wà ní àbí kí ni ìyàtọ̀ tí ń bẹ láàrin àwọn mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta.
ok bí a kì í kọ́kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ níbi tẹ́ ẹ parí sí suspect before kó tó délé ẹjọ́ là ń pè ní suspect pé ẹni tá a fura sí so àwọn ọlọ́pàá ní stage ìgbà tó ṣùgbọ́n lójú àwọn ọlọ́pàá la máa ń pè ní ẹni tá a fura sí torí téèyàn bá ti dáná wọ́n máa wò pé òkè ta ẹ ẹ many a time tí ẹ bá dọ́dọ̀ ọlọ́pàá tẹ ní nǹkan báyìí ṣẹlẹ̀ sí ta ni ẹ fura sí pé ó lè jẹ́ pé ó ṣe irú nǹkan bẹ́yẹn so èèyàn ló ń pè ní suspect àmọ́ tó bá ti wá ń délé ẹjọ́ ní ọdún òfin wa tẹ́lẹ̀ à ń pè ní accused pé olùjẹ́jọ́ ọ̀bí accused ó máa ń wò pé bí ọ̀daràn bó òfin wọ́n ti wá rí i pé bí intan lò yẹn ó ń dàbí pé ó ń fún un ní kọ́lọ́lá lágbára jù níìsí a máa ń pè wọ́n ní defendant olùjẹ́jọ́ defendant torí òfin sì sọ pé gbogbo ìgbà tó sì ń jẹ́jọ́ yẹn ó sì wà innocent àti ìpínlẹ̀ ọ̀daràn ó sì wà innocent until tí ilé ẹjọ́ bá sọ pé ẹ̀rí yìí fi múlẹ̀ pé ọ̀daràn ni.
o ṣeun so torí àkókò wa ti kó wa ní papamọ́ra tí mo fẹ́ kí àwọn èèyàn mọ̀ dájúdájú tí mo fẹ́ kí ẹ ṣe àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ lórí ẹ̀ náà ni wípé gbogbo ẹ tó bá ti lọ sí ilé ìwé tá a ti ń kọ́ nípa ìmọ̀ òfin kò yé yín gbogbo wa náà la gbọ́dọ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ ní kóńdé ní kóòtù arise court olúwa mi ó jẹ̀bi kò jẹ̀bi gbogbo wa náà la gbọ́dọ̀ lọ ṣe yẹn àbí.
yorùbá
ìpele àbí.
oríṣiríṣi ni.
agbẹjọ́rò àbí kí n sọ pé ní amòfin àbí.
number one ẹni tó bá ti lọ sí yunifásitì láti lọ kọ́ ìmọ̀ òfin tó bá parí tán I expect pé yóò tún lọ sí ìtàpè ní law school láti lọ kọ́ nípa bí bá a ṣe máa ń ṣe àwọn ẹjọ́ yẹn ní court so tó máa wá parí ní Nàìjíríà a máa ń ní combined honour ní barrister and solicitor of the Supreme Court of Nigeria nígbà tí a bá ti pè ẹni yẹn when he is called to the bar he is a barrister and solicitor.
that is why báà ló máa kọ́ tó báà níbi tá a wà lókè lọ.
báà tá a ní ìlú pé àwọn agbẹjọ́rò so a ní téèyàn bá wá parí ní ọ̀nà yẹn ní ilé lọ́sọ̀kù tó bá parí ó ní àǹfààní ó lè decide láti jẹ́ solicitor ó kàn mọ advice àwọn èèyàn kó mọ̀ èyí pẹ́ni tí ó mọ appear ní kóòtù ni dó ó lẹ́tọ̀ọ́ lábẹ́ òfin ti Nàìjíríà láti lọ sí kóòtù àti láti máa ṣe advice kó máa ṣe àwọn solicitors of bill kó máa prepare agreement kó involve in transactions and the rest so ní àwọn ìlú mìíràn bí irú United Kingdom wọ́n máa ń ní ìpele méjì wọ́n á ní àwọn kan solicitors àwọn ìyẹn hàn ní lọ kóòtù lọ mọ defend láti mọ gbẹjọ́rò ní kóòtù. so
Barrister Hasan Taiwo Agbelekale Chairman Nigerian Bar Association Osun State Osogbo chapter sorry
Osogbo branch
yes. Because the time is our time has fast spent so that we just have to come sometimes again to because I want you to expatiate on this as far as LAW is concerned. Let people out there know the difference between all these things we are talking about. There is no way you will not come back again on this program. Labour Matters for this evening. This is a convenient spot for us to draw the curtains on the telecast of the program this evening. Until another time when we shall come your way, Sheyi, àwọn tó di ilé iṣẹ́ sí
ẹjẹ púpọ̀ agbófinwa azọ́ǹtàwù abilékalẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí kejì mi sọ ẹ̀ tún wá ìgbà míì tẹ́ ẹ̀ tún wá là wà lórí ètò yìí ṣùgbọ́n títí bẹ̀ gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì ẹ̀ tún pàdé mi lórí ètò Ṣèyí Fábíyì lè mi jẹ́ ẹ ṣeun.
Labour Matters is the program next week.